AEM 21-733C cold air intake system is guaranteed to add horsepower and torque on the 2011 through 2013 Volkswagen Jetta and 2012 through 2014 Volkswagen Beetle with a 2.5-liter engine. It features a mandrel bent intake tube with a durable gunmetal gray powder coat finish and a custom heat shield to help reduce intake air temperature. It comes with an oversized dry-flow AEM performance air filter that is washable and reusable. Visit AEMintakes.com for a complete list of models this air intake fits. With the 21-733C cold air intake installed on a 2013 Volkswagen Jetta with a 2.5-liter engine, AEM dyno testing showed an estimated power gain of 7 horsepower and 9 foot-pounds of torque at 4,200 RPM. Actual results will vary depending on the condition of the vehicle, mileage, weather, and other variables. This AEM air intake system will add style, sound, and performance to your car. This intake comes with all components needed for an easy installation, along with detailed installation instructions. The tools needed are shown. Start by turning off the ignition and disconnecting the negative battery cable. Remove the 2 bolts securing the stock air scoop to the front support and save for later use. Release the pressure clamp at the engine cover outlet and disconnect the stock intake hose from the engine cover. Remove the engine cover from the vehicle, pulling up the back corners first, followed by the front tube. Detach both of the air injection connectors by squeezing the knurled area and pulling away from the stock intake tube. Note that some models have only one vent. Release the pressure on the clamp at the throttle body and remove the stock intake tube. Remove the bracket support bolt. Install the upper edge trim onto the top of the heat shield. Then install the lower edge trim onto the bottom of the heat shield and trim if necessary. Install the bracket onto the back side of the heat shield and secure it with the provided hardware. Then install the mount onto the side of the heat shield using the provided hardware. Install the hose and hose clamps onto the throttle body and tighten the hose clamp closest to the throttle body. Install the assembled heat shield into the engine compartment and reinstall the bolts removed earlier to secure the heat shield to the front support. Install the supplied bolt, washer, and spacer to attach the bracket to the post where the bolt was removed previously. Before installing the tube into the hose at the throttle body, connect the lower, smaller air injection connector onto the AEM intake tube. Using warm, soapy water on the O-ring inside the connector will help ease the connector onto the tube fitting. For models that do not have the larger connector, use the supplied cap to cap off the vent on the intake tube. Once the lower air injection connector is properly attached, slide the AEM intake tube into the hose at the throttle body and align the bracket with the mount on the heat shield. If present, connect the larger upper air injection connector onto the AEM tube. Install and tighten the air filter and hose clamp onto the AEM intake tube. Rotate the filter for best clearance. Install the cap onto the engine cover and secure it with the pressure clamp that was removed earlier. Reinstall the engine cover onto the engine and push down to secure it. Lastly, reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle, and check periodically for realignment, clearance, and tightening of all connections. Failure to follow the installation instructions or proper maintenance may void your warranty. AEM manufactures performance air intakes, dry flow air filters, and other performance products that are engineered to outperform. Visit AEMintakes.com to learn more or to search for products by vehicle, dimension, cross-reference, or even vehicle identification number.